Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Soundout review. Today we take a look at the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue Lightspeed Megazord, also known as the QQ Sentai Go-Go 5 Victory Robo. This was released by Bandai of America in 2000, and I've owned it since then. It was a birthday gift, as well as a couple other Megazords. And this is by far one of my favorites of all time, and I really wanted to talk about it. So I want to spotlight this awesome Megazord. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Lightspeed Megazord. We begin our look at the rescue Zords with Pyro Rescue 1, also known as 99 Machine Red Ladder from Go-Go 5. Now this is a really cool looking fire truck. This has always been one of my favorites for years. This whole Megazord is, but this in particular I thought was one of the coolest looking fire truck mecha we've ever gotten. Now, anything about fire truck mecha, they're usually really, really big. For example, like the what was it? The Go-Go Siren from Bokenger, also known as the Flashpoint Megazord's fire truck driver or something like that. That mecha is really big. A lot of the fire trucks are usually really big. This one's kind of small, and I actually kind of like how small it is. It's a more, quicker, faster, speedier rescue type vehicle. Overall, the detail work on all the Go-Go 5 mecha, since, these are the same molds, really cool work, especially with all the extra added details like this. Some paint work here. These were stickers, as well as the separation between the light bar, but the light bar is clear plastic. It's a lot of care and effort that you don't see as much nowadays that is put in here. Now, the Japanese release of this vehicle did have rubber tires, while this one does have plastic ones. This is okay in my opinion because rubber tires tend to break and crack. On the bottom here we can see 99 Bandai, made in Thailand. So the same markings that would be on the Go-Go 5 release. Also, you notice screws. Screws are a thing we don't see as much. A lot of stuff is more glued in. And also you have clips. These clips do have a tendency to break. So far so good. Mine are not busted there, which I am thankful for. Now, what's actually really cool is that you have areas like this where you have molded parts underneath the stickers, which really make those stickers pop, which is really nice. You also have the nice Lightspeed Rescue symbol on the back. A couple stickers a little crooked here. Now the actual ladder arms here do have this function where they do separate like this, so you can extend them out like so. Much like in the series, it's got water cannons there, but you can also have it pick up people. But it doesn't rotate in any way this way. They just kind of move up. But this is the entire reason for these joints to exist. You can also extend them straight forward as well. I guess this works even better for picking people up off of tall buildings. So really cool. I do like the extra added feature of the ladders, and they do click in place really nice. And it makes a nice little vehicle to start us off. So here we have Aqua Rescue 2, also known as Blue Thrower. I'm not sure why it's called Blue Thrower, but, that is the Japanese name. Much like the Pyro Rescue 1, it's got a lot of nice sculpted detail on the cockpit area. It does have a similar design aesthetic, as you can see there. They both have kind of those small window areas. Really nice, siren piece for the light bar. I got a couple crooked stickers here, but these do cover up screw holes on this side, which I thought was really neat. That sticker's peeling. But once again, there's molded detail underneath the sticker, so you can get kind of extra definition, as well as the fact that the tires are plastic, which is not a problem. Also nice detail on the bottom. They do a really good job with the undercarriages. Nowadays, that's kind of a detail that gets skipped from... Even Bandai Japan is not worried about intricacies. Now, this is a kind of relatively small Megazord overall, so it does kind of make sense that it would have more details. Now, these parts here are removable, and are some of the most commonly lost pieces on this Megazord. They're not super important. It's more important for this mode and another mode we'll look at later. But, if you do end up losing these, or if you get one that doesn't have these, it's something that is livable. But it is the water cannons, since this is a water truck. But overall, really cool little mecha. Here we have Aero Rescue 3, also known as Green Hover. This is really small. This is like the smallest of the Go-Go 5 mecha overall. And Lightspeed Rescue Zords. My brain works in two different directions. Same kind of detail work. Really cool, like, window area. Nice sticker detail. These little turbines actually do spin, which I find really cool. So you can see the chrome has flaked off a bit, but they do turn, and these rotate, and they rotate together, which I think is pretty nice overall. Nice detent work as well. Really cool. The little cannons here can pivot naturally, as we'll see later. But you can see they kind of put screws in to replicate the look of jet engines. There is some die cast in this, I think, somewhere. I believe it's... Actually, I'm not even sure anymore. And on the bottom, really cool details. So you can have it in the proper landing position as well as its flying position. Here we have Haz Rescue 4 / Yellow Armor. Haz Rescue 4 is a hazard truck for like hazmat suits, toxic waste and such. Nice big plastic tires, all 8 of these. These things have a lot of tires on them, I've noticed that. But really cool, nice armored look to it. Really nice work here. That's years of childhood play right there. All things considered, I've kept these things in nice shape for having them for 18 years, but really nice undercarriage detail. On the back here, you get this nice little opening claw thing. The idea is that it can just grab rubble and move it out of the way, which is really cool. I do like how each of these have a little action feature to them. It makes it a little bit more than just having, like, oh, here's a truck, but, like, here's a truck with a little claw out the back. It's not much, but it kind of gives it more playability, especially if you want to recreate rescue scenarios. So, yeah, that's a cool little truck. Here is Med Rescue 5, aka Pink Aider. This is an ambulance. Similar design scheme, nice chrome, nice tires, too. Really nice wheels. Love these stickers, especially with the raised detail. You get from putting it on, light bar, cool stuff. Now it's the least exciting gimmick next to the water cannons being removable, but you get this little door. It's an ambulance, so it's a stretcher. It was interestingly enough, I think that either the Med Rescue or the Haz Rescue were the one. Either one of them put cars inside because these things are massive. I think it was Med Rescue with this little ramp. As a kid, I used to put micro machines in there because they would actually fit. So really cool. But yeah, it's overall not as exciting as some of the others, but hey. So here we have all 5 of the Rescue Zords. Now these are really cool looking. They make a nice group. And really that's not much else I can say on the individual modes. Now we're going to actually pull these 2 out of the way because the 3 of these have somewhat of an alternate formation. So we're going to form the Hydro mode. Now the Hydro mode is a little bit of an oddity because it's basically just half of the Megazord. So in fact, we're just going to kind of build the Megazord from here. But you want to take your Med Rescue 5, pull this down, flip this up, line it up there. The Haz Rescue 4, do the same thing, like this. So got kind of these legs, and then you want to take Aqua Rescue 2, split it in half, swing down, take the cannons off, put them on the front part, cannon off, put it on the front part, and we shall line it up, click it in, and that is the Hydro mode. So in the series itself, the Hydro mode basically was used to put out tall fires in tall buildings, and so it worked like a giant pair of legs that would just kind of walk and spray water. It's also, like I said, the stopgap between the transformation, as basically, in the series, you'd see the Hydro mode almost every time they'd form the actual Megazord. So, without further ado, let's bring back in Pyro Rescue 1 and Aero Rescue 3 and finish off the Megazord. First up, we're going to take and move the water cannons back to the back of the legs. This is what I meant when I said they weren't too necessary, since they just kind of stay there the rest of the time we have here. So, now we're going to take Pyro Rescue 1, flip this forward, bring this up. You want to rotate the Lightspeed symbol around. Bring this down. Now the arms are a little tricky. Most of the time you want to pull them. They want to come all the way out, but you kind of want to get them positioned like this, where you have the latter part hiding and the fist can line up. That can be a little tricky to pull off, but it's kind of a natural motion when you get the hang of it. So we'll bring this on here, like so. We'll take Aero Rescue 3, flip up this part, which is the head, flip this and this, bring these up and around, fill it out, and we'll put that right on top. And now we have the Lightspeed Megazord. So here we have the Lightspeed Megazord, a really cool looking Megazord. In my personal opinion, I think this is one of my favorites. but it's not a fan favorite overall from what I understand. I do love how sleek and compact it is, especially, you have the water guns back here, and you have all of the parts from the individual mecha contained on here. There's nothing on standby. I do like the idea of the spinning Lightspeed symbol. That's a really cool little detail that just adds to the flair and the transformation. And overall, I love the color separation. It kind of has the distinctive 5 parts of the Megazord. It's really cool. And like I said, he is kind of short. He does have a lot of die-cast, a little bit more on the GoGo 5 release. As you can see, here he is next to 2017's Ryuteo, which you can see how much Ryuteo towers over, and he's not even the largest mecha of his line. Now, there's 2 reasons for it. First of all, it was the die-cast that made this guy smaller. He was a Chogokin release in Japan, meaning lots and lots of metal, but also because he works with the Aero Rescues for the Super Train Megazord, which we'll take a look at in a later video. Now, for overall gimmicks on the actual Megazord, you don't have much articulation. It's just basically the shoulders. This one here is a lot tighter than the other one. I can also notice that I have a couple clips broken here, which makes this connection a little unstable, unfortunately. Now, you can still do the ladder arms, which is a punching attack in the series. And in fact, it actually works pretty good as they just kind of pull out. Like I said, a little tricky to get back in. And the hands do open, which also accommodates the Rescue Megazord Saber. So you have this, which adds to the look, and extent, you do get the sword, which is the Lightspeed Saber, which I dropped, but we... So overall, I really like the Lightspeed Megazord. It's one of my favorites. It has been for years, and I definitely recommend it if you can find one. It is about 18 years old now, so it's really hard to come by, but if you get the chance to get one, absolutely recommended. And don't fret about the water cannons too much. I find that they're not too necessary in the grand scheme of things. But the sword's a nice little thing to have. I do wish the sword did store somewhere on one of the vehicles. That's always been a gripe of mine with pretty much any Megazord that has a separate sword piece. But as long as everything can store on the Megazord form itself, which it does, I really don't have any complaints. So that does it for this review. I'm going to keep going with the Lightspeed Rescue Zords simply because they're some of my favorites of all time, and I really enjoy talking about them. And so stay tuned. We will be taking a look at the Super Train Megazord in the next video, whenever it does come out. So be sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell to get a notification, put a like on this video, let me know you like Power Rangers reviews, and till next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.